When I was in Japan in 2023 for the mobility show, one of the coolest cars there was this new Century SUV. Now, if you're not familiar with the Century, it is the premier luxury car for Toyota. It is far above Lexus in terms of prestige, materials, build quality, etc. It is the creme de la creme that Toyota can produce. It is pretty much completely handmade as well. Now, the Century has always been for the Japanese market, for VIPs, you could say Yakuza, the mafia over there, like the ultimate showcase of wealth and prestige in Japan from a Japanese company. Yes, you might see Rolls Royces and whatnot from time to time over there. But fast forward to about a year later, and these Centuries are being exported. The SUV Centuries are being exported to China, to UAE. It got me thinking, guys, since the LS flagship here in the United States, the sedan is essentially dead. There's been no major updates to it over the past few years. The sedan market's dying. And then we see this huge rise in Cullinans, Bentegas. You also have the GLS, Maybach. There's just so many luxury flagships right now that are SUVs, and Toyota knows this. That's why they came out with the Century SUV. And I was blown away when I got the chance to sit in it, to touch this vehicle, to experience this vehicle. I haven't driven one, but maybe one day. Remember, this article was saying this vehicle is not being sold at Toyota dealers around the world. Okay, maybe in Japan it is, but if you go to China or UAE, where this is also being available and sold, it is sold through the Lexus dealer. And not only that, it's sold in a special kiosk and a special meeting room inside the Lexus dealer where you can customize your own Century SUV, as well as have a one point of contact for all your upcoming maintenance needs, etc., after sales stuff. And that sort of attention to the customer is not even seen in Lexus, not even close to have one point of contact through sales, service, aftermarket, whatever. Why am I bringing this up? Well, I check trademarks every single day. And if we go back February 23rd, I mean, all these trademarks came out at the same time, where a lot of these vehicles that you see on the screen are mainly Japan market, JDM vehicles, and we're not going to see them. So when I saw Century included in there, I just threw it into, okay, well, we're never going to see the Estima. It was never called the Estima here. Even if they bring back Previa, which is the Estima, it's just a different name for the same car. It's not going to be called Estima here. More likely they call it the Previa. And then I saw this trademark. We'll also go over this one, but we'll go over this trademark today. This is the Phoenix. Guys, why would they trademark an image? All these other trademarks that we've seen are just names. But here's Toyota trademarking the Century's face. Essentially is the Phoenix, this handcrafted sigil that is put on every single Century, going back to all the sedans. The first, was it 3 generations, were the sedan. We had V12s in there once upon a time. Then this model went to the V8 hybrid that we saw in the LS 600, 700HL, 600HL. I forget exactly the LS. Anyways, you hardly see them anymore. The Phoenix. Will we see the Phoenix adorn a vehicle, whether it's badged as a Lexus or badged as a Century? I mean, Century's trademarked here. So this is the confusing thing. It's going to be sold at Lexus dealerships if, guys, it's a big if. But the fact that they trademarked it, it's getting some momentum at this point. The Century always existed before Lexus. Okay, gosh, when did the first one come out? The first Century came out in 1967, and the Phoenix has always been a part of it. So the prestige here is 60 years old at this point. So we're going to go over the Century SUV, the Phoenix badged luxury car from Japan that sits above Lexus. All right, let's get into the details of this. Now, we haven't got a lot of information on this car since it was debuted, essentially. These things cost starting at around 180 grand. They top out maybe over 220K, possibly more. They came out with a new design for the doors, where the doors pop out. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, it wasn't in the press kit, but the door here slides open similar to a minivan, actually pops off the vehicle, then slides back. All right, because there's no track like a traditional minivan for it to just pop off a little bit and then slide. It really comes off the vehicle in a much more pronounced way compared to a minivan. So it's a unique way these doors open up, but that's not standard. The model that I got time with just had standard doors. All right. But what are the benefits of the sliding door? Well, it's easier to get into mainly. And you just press a button and the door will open, which that can happen with normal doors too. You press a button and the door can open for you. But the pop-off door is more accommodating. All right. And you're less likely to ding into something with a sliding door. All right, so the regalness of this vehicle looks very much like English luxury, in my opinion. It looks like a Cullinan. And now, this is not a rear-wheel drive platform. This is actually the same platform and chassis, well, with modifications, as the K platform, especially the one that we see in the TX, the Lexus TX. All right, this looks a lot more expensive than the TX. The TX looks worse than the Grand Highlander, which also has this platform. Now, this vehicle doesn't have a V12. It doesn't have a V8 hybrid. It has a V6, 3.5-liter V6 plug-in hybrid with over 400 horsepower, 18 kilowatt-hour battery, so that's probably good for around 35 miles of EV range. This thing is very, very smooth, I would assume, right? I haven't driven the TX plug-in hybrid yet, but that's the powertrain that's in here. The lights are very regal. This thing, yes, it's completely bespoke. Everything about it is you would be able to pick and choose the things that you want, from paint color to materials to wheel design, even though all the wheels on this image are the same, to the two-tone. If you want two-tone, do you not want two-tone? I think the two-tone looks kind of cheap, especially on the red one. This looks like an old Santa Fe calligraphy. So not a good look. If you want to see more hands-on with this, just watch my video. But all the windows in the back can be frosted out, which is pretty cool for that added privacy. There are no windshades, or sorry, windshades. There are no sunshades, which is also fascinating. Typically in cars of this caliber, you would see a button that would raise and lower the sunshades like you see in the LS, for example. That doesn't seem to be the case here. You have screens in the back, the seats recline, massage, all that good stuff. It's only a 4-seater. However, if they brought it for the US market, I wonder if they would make it a 6-seater. That's a possibility, but I'm not going to expect it, to be honest. Scored aluminum through this shadow wood here. That's very much like a Lexus thing. Cool box. You have these tablet phone-like things to customize your experience back there, whether it's the seat or the lights or whatever it is. You also have dedicated buttons with memory settings, ambient lighting in here, which is more like the Germans' ambient lighting, but it's not over the top like you see with the Germans. The screen can flip up and forward for better visibility. So if you wanted to look ahead, you can fold down the headrest, fold up the screen so you can see where your driver's taking you. Of course, this is the highest quality leather. I'm sure it's similar leather as semi-aniline, but it's just everywhere in the vehicle. It's much more sealed off, more tank-like feeling. The climate control here is much better than what we have in a Lexus, modern Lexus. All the Lexus climate controls are in the screen now. But yes, it's touch capacitive, but at least you have dedicated buttons that it's much preferred. Here's a black interior. The caramel or the tan or this two-tone beige and tan would be the way I would be going. It looks very, very nice. And they also have this darker brown one too. So lots of different things to choose from. And I'm going to end it there. If you guys want to see the Century come to the United States, let me know. And how do you think should they do it? Of course, they're selling it in Lexus dealerships around the world, but should they just badge this a Lexus? But the problem is they've trademarked the Phoenix. And so is this going to be a Lexus Century? Maybe it'll say Lexus in the back instead of Century. I believe the Century. Let me pull up the rear image of the vehicle. Yeah, it says Century on the back. Now, You would think that they would keep the Phoenix here. They could put Lexus. They could do a lot of things to this, but the fact that they trademarked the Phoenix makes me think that the Century wouldn't be badged as a Lexus stateside, even though it would be purchased and ordered and serviced through a Lexus dealer. And with the death of the LS almost guaranteed, especially as the ES goes fully electric, or should I say electric options with a hybrid being launched thereafter, the EV version. It's like the LS just has nothing going for it at this point. And something like this, I know it's very expensive, but Lexus is not competing at all really with the LS anymore. And they don't have a flagship SUV. Meanwhile, Toyota has a flagship SUV. Doesn't make a lot of sense, really. It just lets you know that Lexus, it's just never, ever since the inception of Lexus with the original LS and maybe with the LFA, it's never really received the full attention of Toyota. This should have been a Lexus, should have launched a Lexus counterpart as soon as this was available. Instead, well, we don't really know if or how this will be available in the United States. It's just, it's very strange. But I'm going to end with something fun here. CarBuzz had this article of the greatest Toyotas never built, meaning concepts. This one just came out. I don't know how this is the greatest, this would even make the list, so I'm just going to keep going. This is a potential car, but like essentially this exists now in the GR Yaris. And the GR Corolla, so I'm not too upset about that. Guys, electric wheelchair thing, come on. X-Runner, this came out as well in the past couple of years. I saw this at the LA Auto Show. I do hope they make a performance X-Runner. Compact cruiser SUV, this is going to be made, but EV might be off the table because it's going to be based on the Hilux Champ, more than likely built somewhere else, like in Thailand, for example. So I don't know if we'll get this vehicle. It doesn't look good, but yes, hopefully we do. This is cool, but when we see concepts from Toyota like this, there's a car made out of wood concept. It's just so conceptualized and comic booky or alternate reality that we never see something like. So like the Kikai here, it just doesn't make sense to me. Again, another vehicle that preceded this thing. Okay, so I don't know why he would have like vehicles that essentially double as the same on the list. Same thing as this. Just very strange stuff. I know you can, paint the car whatever you want, but not the same. FJ45, this is cool. Yes, I'd love to have a retro-styled FJ back, but it's a truck. We're not going to see a Land Cruiser truck ever again unless it's built in America, which it's never going to happen. All right. Yes, it's cool. This I also wish came, and it's been canceled. The GR Super Sport. They planned on bringing this, but they have a lot of GR cars coming, like the GR GT3s coming, as well as the LFR from Lexus, which is kind of not quite to this level, because this is a hypercar. Those are going to be GT3 focused cars, and then you also have other GR cars coming, like the Celica. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of the cars I would like to see. The LQ, the Toyota LQ, is essentially what the Prius could have come as. They had the UE, I think that was the Yuri, maybe the Yuri software, AI assistant in here. And this vehicle is also at the, what do you call it? The Tokyo Olympics in 2020. This came out in 2019, but then the Tokyo Olympics were 2021. This vehicle didn't have the same presence. I believe this is a hydrogen vehicle, but it was a snapshot of what the Prius could have been. I like the Prius we have now better, but I think it's cool regardless. Next vehicle is the TJ Cruiser, essentially a rugged minivan. They never brought it, unfortunately. Fold down all the seats, very practical. It's a hybrid, and there is a possibility they could still make this, but it would have to be on the same platform as another vehicle that they never brought, the ABAT. And the ABAT was the hybrid pickup truck. When did this come out? Like 2018, 2008? 2008? My gosh. Toyota thought about a hybrid pickup truck in 2008. They still haven't brought one outside of the Tacoma and the Tundra, but like one that's really unibody, more affordable, more fuel efficient. All right. Then we got this when I was in Japan in 2023, along with the Century, right? At least, anyways, it was there with the Century. The EPU, electric pickup truck. I still think this will come, I think, but maybe it's the hybrid. So maybe when this is made, who knows where it'll be made, because Toyota doesn't have the production capacity here in the United States for something like this. And who knows with the tariffs, like they don't have the capacity in Mexico either, unless they build a new plant. They could expand the Alabama plant where they build the Corolla Cross. This is in theory would be on a C platform of the Corolla Cross. C platform, though, I don't think is that flexible. I think it would be on the K platform, more similar to a RAV4. And they could make a van version as well. That's my hopes and dreams. This, my friends, this was trademarked the same day as the Phoenix. Okay, so this Ju or just Ju, which wouldn't make it here stateside as named like this, I don't think. But it is it's an electric wheelchair, so it's not going to come. Nor is this dune buggy. It would be pretty cool. We know this is coming. There's the Landhopper from Toyota as well. I'd like for that to come. They had a lot of cool. This is 100% coming. I think this will come, but later on, maybe with solid state batteries or something. Or bring it as a hybrid. Call it the Stout, and that kind of sums up my video today. Thank you guys for watching. I want the Century here so bad. You can import them if they're older than 25 years in the sedan form, right? With the V12s. But the SUV model could be making waves here in the States for the ultra luxury division, either as a Lexus or as a Toyota Century. But time will tell. The trademark bodes well, but doesn't mean anything. But it is strange. Toyota's been trademarking images. I guess maybe these are images as two. No, this is plush toys, dog toys, pet toys. So I don't know what they're doing there. But guys, this is for automobiles, the Phoenix. This is not for a plush toy or a dog toy. So maybe there's something to it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the comments, and peace.